Hello, peaceful leader. If you're watching this, there is a big chance that you having challenges and setbacks in life, failing time after time after time, make you feel miserable, stuck, and that no matter what you do, life just stays the same. And I felt this way. This feeling is sucks by all means, and we would love to have solutions. And I wish someone would just make video just like that from me back then. As a people pleaser, someone that put the needs of others before his, I used to feel that the whole world is against me. If you feel the same way, that setbacks just putting you down even more, keep watching. Bouncing back from setbacks, it is a skill. We are going to talk today about the why, what, and how we really make resilience in our lives, the misconceptions about it. So let's begin with that. What is resilience? Resilience is the ability to rise above setbacks and face challenges with strength while overcoming them time after time after time. This is not really the directionary term, but this is how I have developed this sense of resilience, and I hope that it will benefit you as well until the end of this video. So let's talk about the misconceptions that people hold in their minds about what resilience is. Misconception number one: if I have resilience means I will never have negative emotions. Well, that is a big misconception because negative emotions are just part of our way to overcome things that we experience as crises, diversities. I have faced a lot of them, starting or falling from 10-meter height, which this is the video that you can watch about my story, and other physical or mental or emotional setbacks where I saw that as the end of this world. But eventually that was just another way that I could grow from that. Misconception number two: resilience is innate trait that either you have it or you don't. So this is a big misconception. Resilience is something that you develop. It's not that you either have it from birth or you just don't have it. I didn't have resilience at all. Like, I felt like I am a weak person, I'm a loser, and every single thing will just bring me down and I would stay on the floor, and I just used to struggle down of anything that came my way. This is something that you can develop. Misconception number three: resilience means that bouncing back from setbacks would bring me exactly to the same place. No, this is not what it means. Setbacks meant to bring you higher. Some people, by psychology researchers, in my degree I really researched that, and my lecturer said that after, for example, depression, if you are here, you would never come back almost above this place that you started with. It means after depression, we just go down and down and down. Some people go like 10% higher from the rock bottom. Some people around 30%. Some people would even make it to the same place they've started with, but he never mentioned about people that would thrive and go beyond where they started, as I did. And I asked him, so do you really say that we can only come back to the same place that we started in the good times? And he said no. So he didn't really say I'm either right or wrong, but he didn't really contradict what I'm saying, because I already knew that it is not really the reality. We can thrive much beyond where we started. Means if we started on 100%, we fell down to like 0, minus 100, we can always come back to 100 and more than that. Misconception number four: resilience means that life would be harder or easier, whatever you believe. Well, resilience doesn't really mean that it will become easier or harder. It just means that you would be stronger. Means life would just stay the same. The level that you experience life maybe is here, but after you fall down, if you learn from that, and we would get to that part in a moment, you would strive more than that. And it is not that life become easier or harder, it is just you became much more powerful, stronger, and much more confident having those setbacks in your back and you learning from them. So why we even need those setbacks and diversities and crises? Why we really need them? So three main things that you have to keep in mind. One, we are going to fall. Means because you are going to fall, you will have to find out ways to rise above that. Life is challenging sometimes, and even a lot of times, and it is some kind of chart, like in the market. In the stock market, things would fall down always, and they will always go up. And if you keep that in mind, you will understand that having resilience doesn't mean that I'm not falling down. It means that I know how to stay resilient, stable, strong, even with those setbacks, and I know how to bounce back above them. 2. Life is a challenge. Life is a lot of diversity. It is not just easy task to go in your everyday. I know that, trust me, I know your story even without hearing that, because I've experienced your experiences throughout my journey, and I will fall. I know that I will fall in my future, but one thing I know, life is a challenge, and because I accept it up front, I will know how to bounce back above that, to get more resilient, more advantages, more learnings from that journey, and by that helping others, just like I'm doing right now. I'm sharing you those things. The third reason that resilience is super powerful and helping us, it is because we would always fall, and we need to know how to fall forward and not backward. And this is a concept I read in one of the books that I've read, and it means that we do not fall. We would always fall. It is just about knowing how to fall. If you fall forward, you are going to learn, and your face is moving forward, and then you would put your hands and you would move forward after that. But if you fall backwards, means you are in your back, you are just lying down on the floor, about to whine about what really didn't go your way. Means you want to know how to learn from those falls and not just stay on the ground on your back. And one last bonus about why resilience is so important, which is something in addition to that, it builds confidence. This thing that we call resilience builds your confidence, because confidence, if you already saw the video about it, you know that it is your ability to face one thing or another and believing that I can do it. And because having resilience is some kind of confidence, by having more resilience in life, you build the muscle of confidence. Now, for the keys, how we really develop this thing that you call resilience. So the first thing is you either learn or you either win. If you know how to fall forward and you ask yourself in the right time, what can I learn from that? Let's say something didn't go your way. I want you to ask, stop for a moment. What can I learn from that? Or if you have some role model that you know he's easily achieving those things that you failed, just ask yourself what he and this character would do if he were me. And those questions would bring new solutions, new advantages, new options, because remember, there are always more options. I'm just not really seeing all of them right now. So you either learn, because if you didn't get what you want, you learn something, or you either win and you gain and you succeed. The second key for having great resilience is face challenges and fears intentionally, and this is very important. So if you see, I also marked this word intentionally. We need to understand that facing life, it's not just about, okay, that came my way and now I'm dealing with that. We want to get to that stage that some new setback, some new fear, some new challenge is coming our way. We want to face that. We want to do that intentionally. Viktor Frankl, in his book Men Look for Meaning, described that when someone is facing challenges, fears, and diversities in life, we want to develop the resilience by facing that intentionally. Mean this is the whole thing that he is teaching, and he is a Holocaust survivor that was in the Nazis camp. Now, what he really did and what he's really preaching for is come and intentionally come to that fear, come to fail, come to face that challenge. And I want you to go with the flow of this challenge. Let things fall apart. If there is something that is extremely hard for you, do that. Either way, face the challenge, face the fear. That would usually bring you the best result, the best thing that you never thought that are possible for you. King Shlomo, in the Jewish culture and religious, he was a great king and smart above all men. And they say that he was looking for someone, some wise man, that would make beautiful ring. This beautiful ring, he wanted to conclude the most important and the smartest thing that man can bring about. And one time there was some old man that made his ring. And he told him, you just look at that ring in two occasions. Once when you are very, very happy, and the second time I want you to look at that ring in somewhere that you have some crisis or diversity. And until then, I want you to hide that ring and do not look what I did right on it. And so he did. The king had a great wedding of his daughter. Shlomo saw the opportunity as the time that he should look at that ring. And when he looked at that ring, he saw, "This too shall pass." And he was like angry at the beginning, even though he was very, very wise and smart person. But after a few seconds, he understood the intelligence and the wisdom of this wise man that made it for him. Because this too shall pass. Even this greatest time of his life, the wedding of his daughter, would pass away eventually, right? Another day that he actually looked at that ring was that he had a funeral. When he looked at that ring again, he saw that this too shall pass. Even those challenging times, those diversities, those challenges, even those would pass away. This too shall pass. So remember, this too shall pass. Whatever it is, if you implement all of those things that we are going to conclude in a moment, you're going to learn from those times and you're going to get stronger every single time. So let's conclude what we learned today. So we learned what is really resilience. Building resilience is our ability to face challenges and bounce back to where we were or even above that. Some people stay just below that, but it is okay. This is the current place that they have to learn something in order to rise above it. And then we learn about the misconceptions of resilience, that it's not really means that we wouldn't have negative emotions or we would stay at the same place. And then we also understood why it's so important, why resilience is extremely important in our lives, that we are all going to fall and we need to know how to fall, and life is a challenge. And in addition, we also learned that it eventually builds confidence. It builds you into a stronger character, stronger person. And eventually we learned how to do so. We learned about the 3 keys that would help you. The first one is you either learn or you either win. If you fall, you can learn something by asking the right questions that I gave you. Or you either win, which this is something you already know. Just celebrate that. This is extremely important as well. Pay attention to those wins, to those places that you won. Because if you wouldn't, you would win the lottery and you wouldn't really notice that. Then the second thing is we learned that we need to face challenges and struggles and fears intentionally, like Viktor Frankl, Holocaust survivor, actually went through his fears and teaches that in his book by the logotherapy, his own therapy, that we need to face those challenges intentionally. This is extremely important. And then lastly, we finish with the beautiful sentence that Shlomo the king had in his ring. This too shall pass. And this video as well would pass in a moment. So if you like that, I want you to share that with someone that would want that need to hear about diversities and crises, and he can learn and take something. I want you to like this video, subscribe to this channel, because every week we upload new video. And I want you in addition to comment down below your biggest takeaway, what you really can take from that. And lastly, I want to announce that we opened 3 new spots to the Peaceful Leader Blueprint. In this blueprint, my program, we are teaching our students that are usually facing challenges, setbacks, they are being stuck and they feel that, oh, life is just not going my way and I want to live on my terms. This is extremely important that we take only the right fit. So if you feel the call to go to the next level, I want you to apply down below. I will put the link down below to schedule a call with us so we can see if we are a fit, and in addition give you a roadmap of 12 months from now, what you can do, what is the thing that's stopping you. For my experience and never-ending research that I've done, those calls are valuable. People are just being grateful for them, and I would get you out with some beautiful present in the end either way, because we want to help you to stop suffering, start smiling. Have a great day, and remember, this too shall pass.